Hello, we are here. So we're here today. We have a very special friend here today because Mac, unfortunately, has been put in a cryo chamber. And
I'm new Mac.
This is new Mac. We wanted Mac to live longer than he normally has. He's 700 right now. He's actually an ancient samurai. He's part of the King Dynasty. I think I'm mixing cultures here.
I think so. A little bit.
All right. So we have a pretty fun show for you today. Sorry, I'm just a little frazzled. I just drove for, I think, an hour and a half, and we started right after. So let's go ahead and start. So today we have a very special guest besides Will. Sorry, Mac. New Mac.
New Mac.
New Mac. Can we make that one word? Numic? Numic? I don't know. Gary gave me a nickname recently, and it was... I don't know if I could repeat that on the air. Is that okay? Starts with a G. No? Okay.
Probably not.
You have to come into the shop for that one.
Yeah.
For new nickname. But, so we have a very special guest, Kat Blackard, and she is the creator and leader of Omniverse. Is that right? Omniverse?
I think so. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so Omniverse, and they are a role-playing audio drama company. They produce audio dramas anywhere you can find a podcast, Spotify, Apple, iTunes Store, I think it's called.
Yes.
iTunes Store. Yeah. So we have an interview with her today. We have a few new things from Games Workshop. I see we have WizKids Paints. They're very good. If you like Valejo and you like painting, the WizKids Paints are really great. They're here,
nope.
And they're gone.
They're not here anymore.
They were
a little excited.
They just popped up. These things happen. You know, sometimes we get excited. Sometimes we decide to order 250 bottles of glue.
I mean,
not calling out anybody, Mac. Old Mac.
Not new Mac. I didn't do this.
Old Mac. Old MacDonald. Sorry. Started going with that one. So, right off the bat, Age of Sigmar is having a bunch of new releases. They're starting the Broken Realms campaign. And that is essentially, from what I've been told by the rep, it's the psychic awakening of Age of Sigmar. So it's like the next story module since Soul Wars.
Soul Wars, yeah.
Soul Wars?
Yeah. Since Soul Wars was coming to an end, and now we're starting a whole new segment of Breaking the Realms.
So who won the Soul Wars?
No one.
Okay. It's not the Godfather of Soul?
No.
Okay.
No. Technically, it's a stalemate.
It's a stalemate?
Yeah.
Is it because Nagash won't get off his butt? He should do something?
Pretty much.
It's like he made a whole new army and did nothing with it.
Well, I mean, they've been collecting everybody's bones for the past hundreds of years.
Okay, I've been collecting magic cards. I ain't doing anything with them.
You're building commander decks.
Yeah. Sort of. But yeah, no. So that's going to be the start of the next. How do I phrase it? The next chapter in Age of Sigmar. So that's going to come with a lot of releases. They're actually re-releasing some older models, which is, I guess, kind of a contradiction in itself. But yeah, some of the Dark Elves, the old Dark Elves, the ones that I played are coming back. So there's going to be
old models, new rules.
Yeah, old models, new rules. Marathi, who is the namesake of the book, is bigger and badder than ever. I don't know if you've ever seen this model. It's like this big in the first place. And so now it's this big. No, it's not accurate. No, now she just doesn't die.
Now she just doesn't die.
Ever.
And instead of just having one and then it transforms into the big snake lady.
Yeah.
Now you just have the big snake lady and
the little one.
And
the little snake lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of new boxes. There's going to be 4... How do I phrase this? 4 kind of like start collecting kits, but specifically for this book. And then there's one battle box that's been teased for a while. It's the Shadow and Pain battle box. And that's the one me and Will, funny enough, are very excited about.
Yeah.
Because, he plays Daughters of Cain and I play Slaanesh in general. Hedonites, I think they call them now.
Yes.
Hedonites of Slaanesh. And we're getting our first mortal hero. When did Age of Sigmar start?
A while ago.
Yeah, 10 years before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun. We have a lot of different pictures to show you that in a little while, and then our Marvel selfie promos and extended because we got hit with a hurricane. I don't know if anyone remembers. It was like not a big deal. Like I don't think anyone lost power really.
No.
It definitely didn't take the owner's roof off.
No.
Didn't take any of my food.
No. I mean, my steak survived, right? But so yeah, we extended that a week. I don't know if you saw the graphic in the beginning. That was really cool. That kind of just popped up there, and I'm like, oh, that's neat. I don't do any kind of tech stuff, and so I've been looking straight at this camera and this light's in my face. I want to look through and see this thing. I haven't been looking at the comments. I feel bad. All right, just before we keep going, where is the 1,000 souls he must live? Nagash sucks. I hate him. We're just gonna go with that. I don't know. Glue was legalized in Oregon. That is propaganda as of right now.
It's decriminalized.
Cynthia? Yeah, decriminalized.
Just like here in New Orleans. Some other things.
Well, his hat got too big and he can't get up. I like that. Nagash's hat. All right, let's see. What is a hurricane? There we go. Okay, so yeah, definitely come by the store, take a selfie with our giant Marvel display that Gary Levinley put together. Take a picture with the Deadpool head.
Yeah.
You can turn it on if you want. I'm not going to. It's very loud.
Or with Galactus.
Yeah, with Galactus, or you can look but don't touch the Infinity Gauntlet. But another one of you touches the Infinity Gauntlet, I swear. No, I don't think anyone's actually tried that. And let's see.
I did.
Well,
yeah.
You know. Oh, and just another thing, we're going to start carrying all the new releases of the Black Library novels. That's Games Workshop's in-house publishing, their publishing house. And so we have, I think, 6 new books. 6? Yes, they're releasing 6 new books this week. So that'll be coming in this coming Saturday, I guess, technically?
Yes.
Because today's Saturday?
Since today's Saturday.
Okay.
So in a week.
Cool. So just going right into it, there's some new things that I don't think I'm going to say that's in the store right now, actually. There's Epic Encounters finally released from Steamforged Games. If you like D&D, but you don't like everything that goes with D&D, so like getting a book plus models plus a map plus like creativity and like, you know, players. So they made these giant box sets that come with the book, the models, the map, the creativity, because they give you a handy guide for creating suspense in the games.
Yeah.
And it also comes with a box, so, you know, great.
The map is also
yes.
double-sided.
The map is double-sided. So they released the Horde of the Dragon and Kobold Queen. I think we have some pictures of those. It's the Epic Encounters from Steamforged Games. Yeah.
We've got them.
We got them at the shop.
Displayed at the shop.
They're displayed. It's right next to the Warlock's house. Definitely come check them out.
Yeah, the Cobalt one comes with 10?
Comes with, I thought, 20.
20 Cobalts?
20 Kobolds.
20 Cobalts.
They're about this big, because they're Kobolds.
And
then the dragon, the Horde of the Dragon Queen, comes with a, how do I phrase it? A dragon.
Yeah.
It's like
the dragon.
Like the dragon. So yeah, no, that's something that came in, and I kind of thought to myself, I'm like, hey, I hate picking out models for D&D. So I thought, I'm like, wow, this is the answer to my dreams.
Yeah.
So besides that, of course, you saw it earlier. We had a little bit of a teaser. It was, just a special little surprise. WizKids Valejo Paint Sets. They're now all in instead of just like, 1 or 2, because they were delayed from July, from this September, finally in November. And they have 2 giant sets that are 40 paints a piece, or they have 8 smaller sets that are kind of like focused on, this is how you paint flesh tones, this is how you paint doors. There is one specifically for doors. I thought that was very useful.
Okay.
Doors, I think doors and the stone doors. Let's see, he's right there.
Oh, and a
Sorry,
cage.
It's called Dungeon Depths, but yeah, wood and steel. You got to paint your cages. If you don't paint your cages, you're a scrub. I don't care who you are. And someone wise once said, I don't want no scrubs. So
they did. Yeah.
All right. And do you want to talk about the third thing on the list?
Oh, our special guest?
I don't know.
No.
Our other special guest.
Oh.
The conglomeration that owns half the universe.
Which one? Munchkin or Disney?
Right? Yeah. Munchkin or Disney. Or Munchkin Disney.
Or Munchkin Disney.
They did. This is the greatest collab you've seen in the past 20 years. Name a more iconic duo. I'll wait.
We don't have more waiting
It's okay, I'll wait. I will wait. I've waited long enough, no one's commented. Damn it.
We are on a delay.
We are. That's okay. Awesome. Alright, so
Oh, there's one. Bill and
Zach
Ted?
and Mac. Bill and Ted. Zach and Mac. I see Cynthia wins. I think we're going to have to find an extra prize for Cynthia. Zach and Mac. Ken and Barbie. Zach and Mac for Will. Sorry, Will. 2 seconds too late. Sorry, man. That's too bad. Okay, so pretty much, Munchkin is a lovely little card game that is, how would you phrase it? It's
kind of like build your
character, the deck game.
character. Yeah.
It's
Collect
kind of
different armors and weapons and make your guy more powerful.
I guess if I could say a dungeon crawler card game.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because you're breaking down doors, you're fighting monsters, you're getting the loot from it, and all the while you're trying to mess with your opponents. And the whole point of the game is to get from level 1 to level 10. Once you hit level 10, you win.
Yeah.
And this one's just completely themed off of Disney. Mickey Mouse is there. Rapunzel lives somewhere.
In a tower.
Rapunzel's in the tower. Who's a good monster from Disney?
Cerberus from Hercules.
That's
Hades.
just a good boy. That's just a good
Good
boy.
boy.
Who's a good villain?
Hades.
Hey,
Scar.
I mean, I don't think
Scar, yeah.
Hades did nothing wrong.
He's just in charge of like.
he was wronged by his brothers. That's fine.
No,
Scar was a good villain though.
he was a good villain.
Good villain. My favorite in Villainous when we played.
Oh,
Villainous.
yeah?
Yeah, I love him because just nuking Mufasa out the gate. It's very fun. But I digress. So it's all themed about Disney. I think we just got it in the shop, so definitely come check it out if you're a Munchkin fan. I know people who have every single copy of Munchkin, and that's a lot. Just because Steve Jackson has his fingers in everything. Don't sue me.
Or if you're a Disney fan, I mean, it's going to be a great pickup for any Disney
Oh
fan.
yeah, no,
out
and
there,
it's
too.
good for younger people too.
Yeah.
Also, I played my first Munchkin game when I was like 14.
And it's pretty easy to learn once you sit down
Yeah.
at the table. It's pretty easy just to pick up and go.
My first game was Munchkin Zombies.
Oh.
Guess who got that for me?
Who's that?
Greg.
Really?
And if anyone here has met Greg, they know that's a lot. But yeah, so we have a very special guest, and we did a nice interview with Kat Blackard, like I was saying, the owner and operator and supreme overlord of Omniverse audio dramas. I'm so effed up with that.
It's the media company. It's,
Omniverse Media Corp.
and then she's got her what is it? The Nerdy Show does their podcast.
Okay, cool. Nerdy show, and then they do the Call of Cthulhu.
They had their
audio drama.
Their first season was the Call of Cthulhu audio
mystery
drama.
program. Yeah,
It was very good. I'm about 8 episodes deep
8 episodes
into.
in? Okay.
Yeah, Mac turned it on for me yesterday, and I haven't stopped listening.
No, he turned it on, and I was like, listening, like the production value was so good, but I was like, my face was in the computer,
Yeah.
so I wasn't really like, I was listening without listening. If you know what I mean, something
Right.
I have to go back with.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, we have a lovely interview to show you, so we'll get right to that.
Today on the Zach and Mac Show, we have a very special guest. We have Kat Blackard, a producer for the Nerdy Show, one of the longest running podcasts of its genre. Also a business mogul, starting her company Omniverse in 2019. And then finally, my new favorite. Hopefully it'll be Zach's new favorite soon.
Yeah, he hasn't let me listen yet because I haven't been able to get off work.
The Call of Cthulhu mystery program, which can be listened to on Spotify, the Omniverse and we should have some links somewheres here.
Literally everywhere you can get podcasts, you can get the Call of
On
Cthulhu
Spotify,
Mystery
like,
Program.
comment, subscribe, Spotify.
Ring that bell.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
Spotify.
Well, Miss Kat Blackard, welcome to the Zach and Mac Show. Thank you for taking a little bit of time to be with us today.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Mac. Pleasure to be here.
So we wanted to ask on behalf of our viewers, what exactly is a tabletop audio drama?
Well, folks may have heard of actual play podcasts, and that's where people just play tabletop role playing. And I say just only to mean that, like, simply it can be as easy as you set up a microphone on the table and everyone just plays. But it is, in fact, a genre that has a pretty wide scope and quality. And what we aim to do is to take the narrative storytelling of tabletop role playing and to create and cultivate an audio listening, like, storytelling experience that is purely for the purpose of being listened to in that way. So in the case of my programs, we'll add cinematic sound design and original score and build out this whole fully fleshed out narrative. In some cases, we will add in scenes that didn't take place at the table. If we're like listening to, we're like, oh, we could use some more character development here. We'll punch it up. So the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program, my series, is probably the most complicated one out there that does that punching up work. I've been doing tabletop role playing shows since 2009, and in that time, we've evolved from being pure actual play to jazzing it up with sound effects to hiring a composer to do original score. And then eventually that mutated into series 2 of the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program, which is thus so far the pinnacle of what we do.
Oh, that's so exciting! Like I said, when I listened to the small snippet before the interview, I'm really excited. Like, it was really good, and that was just them eating chips and talking to one another.
We're in the store right now, and I was had a few customers, and I'm kind of calling around because I need his help. Mac, and I see him in his little headphones, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And he was like, all giddy on his computer, and I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah, I was really excited because you guys have really great chemistry, and you're right. The music score, you had a narrator. It was really something very different from what I'm used to. So for someone who plays tabletop games and things like that, how different is it to prepare for a tabletop audio drama versus preparing for just playing a game?
Well, it's very different because, if you're playing a tabletop game, you generally think like, okay, who are the friends who I want to play with? Like, how do I want to interact with them? This isn't too dissimilar, except that everything you're doing has the end goal of this is going to be something that other people are going to listen to. So you have to be able to trust people to be, if you're doing a long campaign, you have to trust them to be consistent. You have to trust people to bring full-scale performances. Like when we perform, I insist that everybody's in character all the time. Like when you're talking to the game master, you're still in character. So there's this kind of blur that happens where you're not getting constantly taken out of it. You can still have technical conversations about like what a dice roll is doing, what the action is, without the audience being like, wait, who's talking now? Because they were a cowboy just a moment ago and now they're not. They're always a cowboy, and that way the characters is even coming out when they're interacting with the game master. It creates that full-scale immersion the whole time.
Oh, that's really interesting.
And for my part, I cast either people. It's actually really difficult because I'm trusting people to do a lot. It's not just that they're lots of like high octane actual play shows will pull in, like, say, actors and comedians, and that's all good and well, but those people, for all their talents, aren't necessarily good role players, and that can be pretty tricky. Like I have to do a significant amount of vetting to really like know who somebody is, to be able to be sure that they're going to be able to pull this off. And what's more, because we are a historical fiction audio drama, there's a bunch of other layers to this. If we were doing medieval fantasy, then it would kind of be like, maybe we'd have some rules about like, hey, we're not going to mix sci-fi in this. It is going to be pure fantasy, or like, we're not going to deal with, let's say, magical creatures that are specific to like Wizards of the Coast copyright, something like that. But in this case, it's like, this is the real world in the 1920s. There you have all of like world culture to explore and play with. And we also want to be as accurate as possible. So while we can fix some stuff in post if it goes sideways, we do want to like be not just be accurate, because that can be a hindrance, but mostly to actually to be able to use that in a meaningful way. That's done in a way that is both realistic and then also very honest, and in a lot of cases offers opportunities to view our own modern day world through the lens of people who are not represented in the media of the time at all.
No, that's really inspiring, because like I've always wanted to break the mold of the traditional hobbyist, the traditional gamer. You know,
Yeah.
it's typically white cis male, kind of like socially inept or just crude. No culture, no education, except for the sci-fi or fantasy things that they do, and that's not the case. As in our shop, we've noticed that we have trans people, we have queer people, we have.
I'm not gonna lie. If I could, I thought you were talking about our shop. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, but like, I'm just saying, like,
I'm
just saying, like, we've been very blessed to have that in our store.
We have all
People
kind
of
of
color,
different people.
and like, it's not your traditional gamer. And I hate that stereotype that gamers are all like that.
I feel like we've cultivated a community more so than just a game shop.
But I love the fact that that's what she's aiming for with her program, is that
awesome.
You know, that is very important. I really feel that that's extremely important.
And broadly in our experience, though, you know, the stereotype of that kind of gamer is like those are the gatekeepers. Those are the people who, from like the Simpsons comic book guy stereotype, like have been the people who decide that this culture is insular and is only for this kind of people. But the reality is, especially in the 21st century, that that's not even remotely true. And what we kind of need is that like the larger perspectives, like at this point, we need the reality of of diversity in gaming to actually be represented, and for that to be reflected, because in a large sense, that stereotype is holding a lot of things back while the audience is in fact moving it forward. And yet it persists.
Have you had any moments in the hobby itself how it maybe has led you on to something, especially like this, with your business?
I think that tabletop role playing is a integral tool for building people's capacity to tell stories and develop interpersonal communication with other human beings. That is really possible at the table in a powerful way, and it builds storytellers. Some of the greatest modern filmmakers all cut their teeth as young people, like at the tabletop in tabletop role playing, and that's a pretty remarkable thing, and it is extremely consistent. Like if you look at the right interviews, and you can see mention of it literally everywhere. So from my experience, I think that it's been really great in that way. Though I was a late bloomer to tabletop. I did not you can listen to my first tabletop game ever, episode 1 of Dungeons and Doritos, this series that I started in 2009. But from there, that was actually a really important landscape for cultivating things. Like I had a lot of interests, and the being able to create characters and performances surrounding those interests gave a platform for developing pieces of my self that didn't necessarily have a platform in my day-to-day life. For instance, when I started that game, I was assigned male at birth and was presenting as a heterosexual man, and the character who I performed as was a dragonborn invoker in 4th edition D&D, and a female, and that character became a safe space for me to explore femininity in ways that I didn't realize that I was doing. I was just like, no, well, like we've got all these like kind of human-esque characters, so I want to be like a weird creature, and like all these other characters are male, so I'll play a female, and it's okay because I can do a hissy voice. So it's just, I can just do this dragon thing, and that's fine. And so I like effectively, not really realizing myself, hid behind that for years. But it was the first time I was female in public, and it felt really good.
That's really awesome. Like, I'm serious. Like that. I don't mean to be
Gushy.
It's just that's really beautiful. That's awesome.
That really is
that's really
amazing.
awesome. I really like that. I'm sorry.
Man's cry.
Yeah.
You need 5, buddy?
No, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm
you
good,
good?
bro. I'm good. But no, that was like that's what I'm talking about. Like the hobby can do so many really awesome, really powerful things, and it's not just a waste of time or like it's a positive place to put good energy. That's the thing about that I love about the hobby. Is like all different walks of life can have that positive energy flow into something that works, and it's like a beautiful metaphor for things.
I think out of the people who watch this, every single one of them is gonna relate to that experience.
Exactly.
Just because, like the biggest thing that stuck out to me, the reference of a safe space, because that's just something that everyone needs and deserves.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's a really big thing. It was for me when I started playing.
So Zach here is our resident Cthulhu expert.
And I wouldn't say expert. I would not say expert.
Fanboy's
fair. Lover.
Yeah. But when you guys decided to go with the Call of Cthulhu mystery program, what was the impetus for that versus like something sci-fi or something more? I mean, you've done D&D, but like you could still stay in that realm of fantasy and like swords and stuff like that.
Thing.
Yeah.
Because
like not everyone digs Call of Cthulhu like they do now, because now it's trendy and popular. They have a TV show, they have video games, they have all this other stuff. When you guys started this, it was something that was popular amongst a very niche group of people, and then you guys went with it, and it's big. It's so cool now. It's big. So what made you guys go into that? And then of course, Zach, please chime in on some Cthulhu questions, because I don't know anything other than Cthulhu is friends with Cartman, and that's it.
That's dubious information. Well, I've been reading H.P. Lovecraft stories since I was in high school. The poetic layers of that storytelling and the obscurity of how he painted horror, that was very influential to me as a creator. And then once Nerdy Show came around, like a decade later, that was still before Patreon existed. So we used to do support drives that basically people were pitching us systems and then voting on it. So like the first one was Paranoia XP, and the second one was Call of Cthulhu. And then Kickstarter got invented, so it was pretty superfluous after that. It was a whole different world then. So then we ran with it, but what happened differently with that is the nature of a Call of Cthulhu session is usually deep into investigation. So it was one of the longest recording sessions we'd ever done, or I think at that point in time it was the longest recording session for a single thing that we'd ever done. And we were like, oh, what do we do with this? How do we release this? Like, we might need to trim it down to like, So then eventually I'm listening to the raw audio again, and I'm like, we have to do this as a series. We have to treat this like a detective-y kind of series where we follow all the breadcrumbs and can pace it out so people won't get bored with it. They'll be interested in the twists and turns. And if we're doing that, if we're actually making it that episodic and we're doing all this post-production for it, then we could stage it like a 1930s radio serial and have fake ads and stuff. And that's what we did. And it exploded. It became the biggest thing we'd ever done.
I know I'm definitely gonna start listening to your Cthulhu mystery program, because it was so good, and I only got the intro. I'm like serious. It was so good.
There is a big thing happening, which I am very pleased to share now. This is extremely new news.
Ooh.
We've been silent through most of 2020 because this entire pandemic situation has completely upended our lives. Surprise. And so we were on schedule to put Series 3 out this year, but that didn't happen. So in an effort to do something special, we've teamed up with Chaosium, the makers of the Call of Cthulhu, to put on a streaming event Friday the 13th, which is upcoming November 13th and 14th, 2 nights of live tabletop role-playing done in the mystery program style with a cast of folks from the role-playing and audio drama world. And it should be pretty fun. We're playing The Cracked and Crooked Manse, which is a campaign from their just-released remastering of Mansions of Madness. And that's going to be at cthulhumystery.com/live. You'll find all the links you need to get there. And it is a charity event. We are going to be contributing to the Transgender Law Center. And we've gamified that whole experience so people who contribute can help people regain sanity, or maybe even revive a player who has mysteriously died. We're still working out the logistics of how exactly we're going to alter time and space like that, but we'll make it work. And then also, thanks to Chaosium's sponsorship, we viewers have the opportunity to win digital and physical editions of Mansions of Madness.
Oh,
awesome.
wow, that's dope.
intense.
That's so cool. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I gotta get all.
We're gonna watch it.
We are gonna watch it. Oh man, Miss Cat Blackard, once again from Zach and I here at the Zach and Mac show. Thank you so much for being a part of our show. We really truly appreciate you being here.
Yeah, it was really nice talking to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'll be back.
All right. Awesome.
Well, once again, guys, as you can see, Miss Blackard has tons of things going on. Lots of content. Please go check out all the wonderful links that will be here and maybe here and here. But definitely check those things out and sponsor them on their Patreon. Support this. It's very worthwhile, and it is absolutely everything good about gaming. And I couldn't be more proud of our hobby.
All right, we're back.
Did y'all enjoy?
It was, I really, because I kind of sat in on that interview.
Yeah.
Behind the camera a little bit, and that was an awesome interview. Very, very powerful. It was a good time.
And if you notice how clean, like, the back of the shop, like, behind us was, that was Will. Yeah.
I did that. But yeah, like they were saying in the interview, it's a really interesting show. All of their audio dramas that they do on the podcast, it's really well done. All of the Call of Cthulhu ones, when it starts up, you have just that old-timey announcer.
Yeah, the Barker, I think that's what they refer to it as. I love that. I think that's the coolest thing in the world.
Barker comes on, and it's just, welcome back to another episode of Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
And it just, nice little, probably, I think they're about an hour.
Yeah, no, I saw the it's like in a playlist.
Yeah.
Because it's on Spotify.
Yeah.
So I think they looked all like an hour. So just have an hour, like if you're driving, especially.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And that was just their first season was that, and then she was saying that they've started a second season and a few others now too, and
yeah, I think she said the third season was supposed to release this year, but I mean
that was the secret information.
Yeah, but what's it called? So yeah, nothing released this year.
No.
Yeah. Are we still? Did Black Widow ever release?
No.
No. Okay. The HeroClix did.
Yes.
Every now and again we can still get a box.
The movie was supposed to release last month.
Yeah.
Then this month. Then next month.
Yeah.
You'll catch it sometime next year.
It's going to be 2021. Let's say I'm going to bank on April.
April?
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Did New Mutants actually come out?
You did.
Oh man, just stomping them. Did you watch it?
I did.
I didn't see it yet. How'd you like it? As much as a Marvel movie about the X-Men.
Yeah, I mean they changed a few things that I didn't like.
Well, yeah, because I know you love the New Mutants.
Yeah,
It's definitely your jam.
But I think that the cast was very well done.
Very well done?
Yeah.
Who was it that played She's Your Favorite Magic?
Magic?
That was the same one from Split, right?
Mm.
Okay, yeah. That was a good cast?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She,
Good.
she had that, she had Magic's attitude.
Yeah.
Just straight from go. And it was perfect.
All right. Well, since I was not very in-depth earlier with the Age of Sigmar stuff, would you like to start us off with kind of an in-depth, because we got some cool pictures and stuff?
Yeah, okay. So we'll start off with the Daughters of Cain. In this new set, they've got, as you can see, they've got the Medusae and the Harpies.
I think they're not Harpies per se, simply because they already had that unit. I think they're like Medusa Harpies. I don't know. We're gonna call them Harpies for the sake of arguing.
But yeah, we've had these models. They're not new, but they are changing some of the rules on them, I think, just to put the Daughters of Cain in a better place going forward. They haven't been receiving a whole lot of love.
Were they particularly weak?
Not really.
Okay.
They weren't particularly weak, but they haven't been updated in a while.
Yeah.
And
I remember when the first update was with the model of Marathi, right?
Yeah.
And they just kind of haven't gotten one.
Yeah, and then they just haven't done really much with them since. But they've started to change a couple of the rules with them that I've seen, and they should be in a very good place moving forward.
Nice. Okay.
Then we've got
moving right on. Slaves to Darkness.
Yes, Slaves to Darkness. This is another one that I've recently started to pick up. The slaves are getting a little bit of help. I mean, they haven't been particularly bad either.
Well, they got that new how do I phrase this? That new Start Collecting box that had it was the Chaos Lord on it was essentially what looked like one of the Lizardmen, but it wasn't really a Lizardman.
On a Karkadrak.
Karkadrak, that's what I was like thinking. K.
The Karkadrak.
And then the new Knights and the new sculpts for the Warriors are amazing.
Yeah.
Gosh, they're good.
So we might actually see at some point a actual release of the new models, because
they're still just available.
They're only available in the Start Collecting.
Yeah, which honestly, I mean, it's a good value, so I'm happy to have it there.
Yeah.
And
No, you don't have it anymore. I bought it.
Yeah, I can order things, right?
No,
I order GW every week.
No. New Mac has to do.
Oh shoot! I've been usurped that fast. But yeah, no. Slaves of Darkness is so warrior. They used to be called Warriors of Chaos, and I remember in 8th edition, if someone was playing Warriors of Chaos, this is before Age of Sigmar was Warhammer Fantasy Battles, you got to the table and you just scooped. You immediately just like, oh, it's a block of Chaos Knights. There's nothing I could really do against that. This was before Mortal Wounds and all that was the thing. It was just like, I'm playing Dark Elves. Bye.
Guess I lose.
Yeah, guess I lose. But, let's see. So then, Ideneth Deepkin, Water Elves are also getting an update and a box.
Yes, another one that's kind of been left behind.
Yeah.
They haven't really had a huge amount of updates in a while.
No, a heck of a kickoff event, but after that it's been kind of quiet.
They are extremely powerful. And like even with rules as they are right now, you just put a bunch of eels on the table and
you just got it.
Yeah.
The giant turtle though is definitely one of my favorite models in the game.
Yeah.
Period.
So Ideneth is getting a few new rules. As you can see, this is the new box that they're getting.
Yes, it's the king with the 2 sharks. I cannot remember the terms for the sharks, but these are, how do I phrase it? Aren't these like really like the heavy guys?
Yeah.
Like this is definitely something that would be like, it breaks through like a battering ram.
Right. They did get a new rule. You can see one of them has a harpoon launcher with nets attached to it.
Okay.
It's their new net launcher.
Oh, I love it.
So it's going to tie up units a lot better.
I love that. Is it going to be similar to the goblin nets, or is it going to be like...
The rules seem... I read it, but it's escaping me now. I think it's something along the lines of if the unit was hit with it this turn, they... don't remember if it's they can't fall back or.
I love that actually.
or
Just
can't
if it's
charge.
if it's not fall back right away, I love
Yeah.
it. Because
It's something just
only cowards run.
you hit them with it and you just tie them up and they
I
can't
love
do
it.
anything.
That's awesome.
But that's probably going to be a very good value right there. I mean, if you're playing Ideneth, you're more than likely playing eels, and you've got the king right there,
Yeah.
which you need for the eels, and then you get 2 sharks.
You get 2 sharks, which
I'll
are
take 'em.
yeah, no, exactly. No, it's going to be a good box set. I'm very excited to have that in the store, which
Yeah.
we will, of course, have them in the store. We ordered the max allocation.
So the other interesting thing too, with all of these new box sets that are coming, they all have their own battle tome. Each one of them is a distinct battle tome for them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So in the
Does it come in the box?
it comes in the I don't know if it comes in the
Oh,
box.
like a War Scroll Battalion?
Right.
Okay, like a formation.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I love that. Yes, because
Yeah.
they get. We were looking at that. They get the special rules,
Mhm.
and it's the same thing for the box sets we were looking at too. The
Yeah.
other box sets.
Yeah.
So no,
And
that's really cool.
Each one of them actually harkens back to the Daughters of Cain actual storyline of it.
Oh,
so
that's
each
cool.
one of these things have actually interacted in the story with them at some point,
Mhm.
and it allows you to play kind of more into the lore of what
Yeah.
actually happened.
Well, I feel like I don't know. Age of Sigmar seems always such much more of like when I build armies. It's like I want to build something that happened, something that I read about, something
Right.
that happened in one of the books
Right.
that I have on my shelf. More so than like in 40k, it's like okay, well this is my army. This is how I make my Space Marine Legion.
Right.
You know, it just they're both mine, but in Age of Sigmar, it's just so much fun to I don't know recreate a narrative rather than making your own, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I haven't played Crusade yet. So I really want to play Crusade
I
for
do
40k.
too.
Yeah,
I
I
do
really
too.
am excited about that. But yeah, no, there's another box set that actually speaks very near and dear to my heart. It's the Cities of Sigmar is what they call it now, but it's some good old dark elves.
Yep. Yeah.
I had all of these models. I had so many of these models. They were so amazing. The Sorceress and the Black Dragon, and the Black King and the Black Dragon.
Yep. Yeah.
Sorry, Master and the Black Dragon is what they call it now.
Yeah, so you have the sorceress on the dragon. You've got, I think it's 10 spears and swords.
Dark spears.
Yeah, dark spears, and then 10
Dark Shards,
There you go.
which are crossbowmen. Essentially, those spear guys can be also assembled as bleak swords, which
Okay.
are the swordsman ones.
Yeah.
Use spears, just don't even trip. Use spears. And then the dark shards are the crossbowmen,
Yeah.
and they're really formidable. And these models are fairly old,
Very.
but if you get them in your hand and look at them, they're really held up to the test
Yeah.
of time. Like they did a really good job. Yes, they still have pointy heads, and a
Yeah.
lot of people are just like, "Oh, it's an outdated concept." It's not. Pointy heads are where it's at. Shut up. But no, this one is very cool, and of course, it gets its own War Scroll Battalion.
Right. And then the last one that's coming with this set with
This release
this
schedule.
release, yeah. We've got the Stormcast Eternals because, of course, Stormcast Eternals.
This is the first time we've seen a box from them in a while. I will say, I haven't seen anything come up on the radar this entire year.
No,
Yeah, I mean, unless I missed something major. But Soul Wars was the last
Soul Wars
update,
was the last big
and
one.
that
for
was
them.
early 2019.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, they get a pretty cool set of guys.
Yes,
So
yes.
they get right off the bat, it's 10 Griffhounds.
Yep.
So you get 10 puppies. You get what's the name? The 3 of them, the big guys. Adjudicators? No, that's wrong. They are all Aetors. So like a Terminator, they are all Aetors.
You've got the 3 guys that have like the grenade
Hammers.
no, the grenade crossbows.
Oh, okay.
And then you've got let's see. You've got shields and hammers, 2-handed hammers.
Yeah, those were the ones that came out when they first released.
Yeah.
The shields, and so I remember the box set because I got one because I was really excited to play. And I remember the shield and hammer and the 2-handed hammer. I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, this is insane.
But I think in this box set you're getting the Griffhounds, you're getting the leader that deals with the Griffhounds, and I can't remember what he's called.
We're gonna call him the Griffhound Wrangler.
Okay. But I'm pretty sure you're getting some of their crossbowmen
Yes.
and bowmen, and
Yeah.
then I think you're just getting you're also getting a battle line for them as well.
Yeah. So just for reference, those dark shards we looked at right before with the crossbows. So it's supposed to be like, war of attrition, like numbers beat you in crossbows. These guys, they don't listen to that rule. It's just like, hi, here's an RPG. Not a role-playing game, a rocket-propelled grenade
Of lightning.
of lightning.
Yes.
RPL.
RPL.
A ripple. Let's call it.
It's a ripple.
It's a ripple.
So yeah, that's going to be the new box sets that are coming with the release of the
Marathi Broken Realms.
Marathi Broken Realms.
This is, it's going to come in a book. From what I've been told by the reps, it's not like the end times. It's not going to be crazy limited.
Right.
I drove to Georgia to get one of those books.
But that's not all that's coming with Sigmar.
No, yeah, the big one is going to be the Shadow and Pain box.
Yes.
This has been a long time coming.
Yeah. I remember when they first teased it a few months back now.
Oh yeah, me and Will were just like, let's go.
Yeah. I saw it and I was like, I want this half. You want this half?
Yeah, no, he walks up to me. Will walked up to me. Oh man, I wish I knew a Slanesh player. Who will I talk to? Like, hi. No, they have a lot of models in this box. So of course you get the Harpies, you get the Medusae,
Blood Seekers,
mm-hmm.
and then I can't remember what the other one's called.
They have the Stabby Melusai, and they got the Shooty Melusai.
Yep. So you've got the Medusae that have decent.
I keep saying Melusai for some reason. What the hell?
That have decent shooting, and then you've got the stabby ones that are just mean on the charge. If they get in there, it's rough. And then you have the harpies that you're getting are the harpies with the javelins, so they've got a decent range as well with those. And you can also put them in the sky for them to descend within the first couple of turns.
Oh wow, that's cool. So they essentially get to deep strike in.
Yep.
I like that. And then on the Slanesh side, we have models we haven't seen for a long time, like in stores. They're direct order only.
Yep.
And they are the Hellstriders of Slanesh. They are the humans that are on the Seekers of Slanesh, the little hell steeds, little cuties.
Little anteater looking things.
Yeah, little anteater boys. But they are humans that are just there. I mean, they're mutated humans, but they're humans nonetheless. But these guys are really great. If you like going fast, and if you've talked to me in the store, going fast, 40k Age of Sigmar were fast. So these guys, I think the potential is, what did I say? Well, it was 28 inches on the first turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. These guys move. Like, I remember I charged across an entire table to a Tree Lord Ancient.
Yep.
Turn 1, and I'm just like, I don't want that thing on the board. Delete. So, and then of course it comes with 10 Demonettes to go along with the 90 you already have.
Yep.
You always bring them in 30s. You get a discount, bulk discounts, buy at Sam's.
Then you get your tractor too.
You get your tractor. I don't know if y'all see the spikes in the middle. That is for exactly what you think it is. It literally, when you hit another opponent, you get bonus for rolling them over. You just go. And then, so what's really special about this box, because otherwise it's like, well, why am I going to buy all these models?
Right.
Besides, there's a cool story in there. There's War Scroll Battalions up for these as well as all the other ones. The two guys front and center, these are brand new models. This is the first human champion of Slanesh we've had
Ever.
There was Sigvald the Magnificent back in the day. But that's when he was Warriors. It wasn't just Slanesh, but he was meant to represent Slanesh. So there's been one other one. So this is a really big deal. And he's cool. Look at him. He's got pointy shoes.
And he shares his pain with everyone.
Yeah. If you do a mortal wound to him, he's like, you too.
And then the daughters get a new Medusae. Right now, I think we only have the Blood Witch. Is our only leader that we can use as a Medusae, other than
the Blood Rack.
Yeah, the Blood Rack.
Yeah.
And then this is our newest one. It's got a couple of interesting rules on it. Not only does it still have its death stare that all the Medusae have, but it also has the ability to buff up all of your other Medusae in range making them deal, I think it's every damage is now damage +1.
Don't no, no, it's baloney. Damage +1. So whatever, not just plus like not just 2 damage, but whatever their damage is. So
Plus
if they have D3, it's D3 +1.
Yep. Huh?
So they can wipe like heroes instantly. No. I want to play against them. No, this is going to be a really cool box set, and hopefully it'll be around for a while. Their box sets tend to get limited sooner than later.
Yeah.
Except for Wrath and Rapture. That thing was around forever. No one liked that stuff. No one liked that stuff. That being said, we're going to move into something I'm very excited about because I like Call of Cthulhu or any H.P. Lovecraft stuff, and I also like cowboys. So we're gonna show you something that little something special, little something special. Will's gonna lift it because I can't lift anything. Shadows of Brimstone. This is an Old West horror board game for 1 to 4 players, ages 12 and up. And look, it's sealed. Isn't this nice? Not for long. We're gonna show you what's inside.
Let's open it.
Because this is such a cool game. We don't have a knife. We don't think ahead. Is that a keychain? Was it a keychain?
Yeah. I don't have my exact one.
I got names.
I should have an X-Acto knife on that desk.
I know, I was there last time.
Fell again.
How many nerds does it take to
Open a box.
Open a box?
Here we go. I use the one for the storage because that one's sharp because it's fresh. There we go.
There we go.
Perfect. There we go. We're all amazing. You're doing great, honey. Oh god, come on. Oh, smell that new board game smell. So first, right off the bat,
Spruce.
you gotta build this game. Oh man, these monsters are so cool. Oh, you're not building, there's one spruce. Oh, there's one or two you gotta build.
Yeah, a couple little
Dude,
pieces.
these are so cool. Hold on, I wanna take these out real quick.
Oh, like you got a gunslinger guy and you can give him dynamite instead.
Oh, you got
the microphone
options?
sliding was so funny on the camera just now. It's like it's possessed.
Ooh, look at that guy.
It's Christmas.
Look at that, spooters. But
Here's
they,
some
not actually
ASMR.
spooters because they got big old mouths.
Oh.
Look at this. Look at this. You see they look like spiders? But they've got a moof. Got a big old moof in there. See that? And we got tentacle guys. We got more tentacle guys. We got just tentacles. We got everything.
We got the big tentacle guy.
Oh, big tentacle guy. Let him know. It looks like a one of the Dark Young.
There's his big old mouth.
Big old moof.
He had 2 parts for his head. So they all look like they.
Man, you thought building your GW boxes was a lot. We got a ton of models here.
They all have pegs on them just to slide in pretty easily.
Oh yeah, no. I don't think it's going to be too hard to build. We'll work on this tonight. So we got some. This is the first time we're looking at this game, by the way. Like, I know that this is described as Gloomhaven-esque, but with cowboy horror, essentially. But that is all I know about it. So we got a D8 and a crazy cool looking D6.
Yeah.
So that is cool. This is also from Flying Frog Productions. I did not mention that because in every game you buy, and you've seen it, you get a list of their other games just in case you want to spend more money. I do. Yep. And then, so we got a bunch of D6s. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Here's the characters.
These guys are cool.
So you've got, it looks like 4 different characters. Some of them got pistols, rifles, dynamite, sombreros.
So these guys, there's different colored dice, and to me that means, I don't know, like some are good and some are bad, like enemy dice versus human dice. I don't know. This is going to be fun. I like this. So I'm just looking right away, and it looks like, okay, this is an encounter deck.
Yeah.
So kind of similar to the the Arkham Horror game. I'm sure there's going to be a deck drawing that tells you who's attacking where, based on an AI deck. Anyone who doesn't know what Gloomhaven is, it's essentially Dungeons and Dragons without a DM.
Yeah.
That's a giant board game that'll last you like 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, it is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I want it. Pre-order Frosthaven now.
Yes.
Frosthaven is the new one that's bigger and better, and it's frosty. So like,
Ooh, frosty.
Festive.
frosty.
So we got our characters here.
Oh, cool! Big character sheets.
Yeah, big character
Wait,
sheet.
what's his name? Does he have a name, or is he just Gunslinger?
Looks like his name is just Gunslinger the
All right, his
Showman.
name's Zach.
All right, we got Zach.
All right, got Zach the Gunslinger.
Oh, we got a different Gunslinger.
I could be a prettier
Prettier Zach.
Zach. We're getting white balance. There
Here
you
we
go. Lady Zach.
We got the
Then
Marshal.
U.S. Marshal Zach. Sorry, Marshal Flores. Is there a Lady Marshal in the back?
There is.
So I think that's really cool. That's like super cool that it's not like, bound to, oh, you play the guy, I'll play the girl, etc.,
Yeah.
etc.
They give you the 4 different classes and then your choice on
Saloon Girl.
the Saloon Girl.
Don't make me bite my tongue.
Put it up. It'll probably focus better. I don't know.
Don't make me bite my tongue. What's on the other side?
The piano player.
Okay, the piano player.
So still inside the saloon.
Okay, cool. I thought it was going to be a girl and another girl. I'm like, come on, we just talked about equality.
And we have the Bandito.
Bandito. I like how they stuck to traditional Spanish here. Bandida.
And then the Bandita.
Because in Spanish, the feminine has an A on it.
Hmm.
I'm currently failing Spanish.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. That's the good
There
stuff.
you go.
Now, is there a male or a female for this one?
Yes.
Oh, legit? Oh, no. So this is the big one. He's a Goliath. This guy's cool. And then, apparently, just in
Like
case
that.
he's not big enough for you, there's a brutal Goliath.
I wonder if this is like hard mode, regular mode, and then hard mode.
Yeah, or they just spawn as different things. Like they spawn a brutal Goliath just to give him more character options without the models.
Got
Just to
some
make the
night
game
terrors.
not too smooth. I've had that as a kid.
Yeah.
So these guys are cool. I like these.
Oh, we got some Stranglers.
Stranglers. That's cool.
Here's your little spiky mouth star guys.
Little mouths.
Yeah.
Void spiders.
the
Jeez.
void spiders.
That picture makes them look terrifying. Imagine that thing as a huntsman spider, the one that jumps on you, but the whole thing is a face. The whole thing is just a mouth. Bandito.
See,
Bandito.
you see this tilt right here? That way it doesn't blind. Okay.
We got some tentacles.
Tentacles. Get out of here, Bandito. Got
Someone was like, they're still white.
Tentacles.
And then someone was like, it's still Zach. I'm like,
It's still Zach. He's still bad. What
And
you
some
got?
pylons.
Pylons. Isn't this what you need to construct more of? In, that popular video game? References. We must construct more pylons. I've never played that game. Pretty sure StarCraft is
StarCraft.
best.
It's StarCraft, but for some reason that word doesn't sound right to me.
Sorry, I'm mispronouncing it. Pylons.
That's it.
All right. Oh
We
my
got some
god.
books.
It is pylons.
This is the adventure book.
Oh my goodness.
Like, just stuff. Like, literally just missions. Oh my god.
Here's the rule book.
Is that bigger or small? The rule book is smaller than the adventure book. That's lovely. Luxury chart? What is this? Oh my god! Oh, what? I'm gonna use Maxword. This is dope. It comes with a soundtrack. It comes with a soundtrack for while you play. Immersion.
Oh, okay. These are D6 charts to do different things.
Injury chart.
You got an injury chart. You got a madness chart.
I love it.
You've got a frontier town.
How do you D6 a frontier town?
Um,
Oh, sorry, 2D6.
Yeah, it's 2d6. when you go and visit, you got to roll the dice. A hero stays at a campsite, roll 2d6, and then something will happen before the start of a brand new day. You could get robbed. Or you
Okay.
could get attacked by a demon.
You staying in New Orleans or like?
Or you could have some stories of terror.
You know, all those cringy things we did as kids. Someone remembers them.
Or you could go to a saloon and partake in
Some alcohol.
some song and dance.
Song and dance, I love it. A catchy tune.
Different entertainments. You could casually play poker.
Is there a competitive poker?
Does not look like it.
Okay.
You-
Oh. We're allowed to say that?
All right.
We're just moving on.
You've got a general store where you can buy stuff.
You can get a pistol. You can get a shotgun. Another pistol.
Oh, you can get
A
some
quick draw pistol.
You
Is
can
it
get
a
some.
saloon?
A gunfighter's pistol.
You can get some demon shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
You have
Plus
to
1
buy-
damage against demon. I feel like most of them were demons.
Or void, or beast, or undead.
Oh, wow. They're all different. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That's insane.
You got a frontier outpost with more stuff that you can buy, like dynamite.
Okay.
You can go to a doctor's office. You can go to the church. You can go to the blacksmith.
There is a lot going on in this game.
This is awesome.
I want to take a map of the city.
Yeah.
That is
That's
really cool. It shows where everyone is, I bet.
Oh.
Like maps do.
Well, it tells you which chart you should be looking at, because each chart, like, if you
and
look,
the campsite's free to stay.
yeah. If you look up in the corner, you've got the blacksmith symbol, and then you got the blacksmith symbol there.
Okay. Well, damn. Well, I definitely want to explore more in this. I definitely would like to look more into this and even talk about it next time. Maybe as like when we do the pick of the week when I know how to play. But we do have to do something very important.
Yeah.
We have to give shit away.
Oh. Well, let's put this back first.
Yeah, we got it. This. Don't want to break this. You know these boxes never close the same way.
No.
I need a lot of sleeves for this. Okay. Once the models are built, it might close. There's a lot of space in there.
Looked like there was a notch in there for the models to go once they're built, too.
Oh, really? I didn't even see that. Okay. Time to give stuff away.
Time to get
Has everyone said that I speak English, Bill? Has everyone said
Exclamation point prize.
exclamation point? Yes, the command exclamation point prize, not to be confused with Spanish, like with the upside down exclamation point. Joe, sounds like too much trouble. Have you ever played a role playing game, Joe? Do you know what it's like to be a DM? Your players are trouble. Everyone said prize. All right, well, the first thing we got, we're going to put a picture up of it. And we're going to hold it in our hands. It's going to be great. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Quite. Did you know you're a winner?
I'm a winner.
You're a winner. Look, it says winner.
I'm a winner, Harry.
getting ready to choose one.
Oh, it's getting ready. He's getting pumped.
Oh man, everyone's getting in there now.
Oh, here we
Suddenly,
go.
yeah. All right, you gotta get it in because once that thing starts spinning,
Oh, Charles just put himself in.
there we go.
Brooke.
What if I just put it in Comic Sans?
Don't do that.
Just to piss some graphic designer off.
What Comic Sans is the best font?
Is Vincent watching right now? Can we tell?
Baby font. Okay. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm pretty sure we have all of them in there.
Okay, let's start.
Let's choose name.
All right, so the first one's going to be for a rule book for Conflict 47. This is a lovely bolt action game, and you, sorry, frog got in my throat.
Yeah.
And this is a lovely bolt action game. You don't have to use your miniatures. It can be any ones you want. So it's essentially a little bit of a combo between historical and science fiction.
Yeah.
And that is essentially, they phrase it as Weird World War II,
Yeah.
WWW2.
Yeah.
So have you ever played this one?
I've not, but
Yeah.
from what I've seen on it, it's kind of
See
like
the mess.
what was that computer game?
Genome.
Was that what it was?
I've played Genome. I love that one. That's kind of like what it gives me vibes of.
Yeah.
Um,
It's World War II meets mechs.
yeah, honestly, the Dust Tactics was one like that too.
Yeah.
That was a fun game. So, the winner's already up.
Yeah.
Bill, Mazerat, this is for you, buddy.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. All right, the next thing we're giving away
And you get the even go around gift with the
is Horizons. This is a board game, and I'm not gonna lie. Mac walked up to me this morning and threw this at me. He said, "Give it away."
Old Mac.
Sorry, Old Mech.
Yeah.
So he said, "Give it away." So this is a board game, and it looks cool. I ain't even gonna lie. It's by Daily Magic Games. Like, comment, and subscribe them on YouTube. It includes a rule book,
Yeah.
double-sided player boards. In Horizons, you are a star-faring species taking its first steps into a new star cluster. Explore new worlds to grow your knowledge and adapt to various habitats. This is like, what's that game that failed at launch? No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, the board game. Enjoy.
ouch.
All right.
Well, it's 2 to 5 players. It says it's going to take about an hour to hour 15, hour and a half to play.
You hear that, Charles? Something to play with the kid.
Oh, Charles!
Charles.
Congratulations.
This is for you, buddy. All right.
Congratulations, Charles.
And our last thing today is the lovely, everyone knows it, everyone loves it, Penny Arcade. This game needs no explanation. Gamers versus Evil. And of course, we have all the cool Penny Arcade expansions at the store. The 8-bit arcade, was it Titans and Towers? I think was another one. So these are super cool. So let's see who's going to win this one.
So you got, 411 cards? Ooh,
Oh my god.
that's a lot of sleeves.
Luckily, we sell sleeves.
We do.
See your local sleeve shop for your sleeves. It's Gopher Games. It's
2 to
spoiler.
4 players. Only takes about a half an hour.
I never played this one. Never played this version of it.
Yeah.
Looks really good. The art's really good. There's one guy who's just a dot.
Oh.
Oh, there we go. Matthew Shanahan. I saw you like yesterday. Good. You got to come in today too.
Haha.
There we go. We
That's
keep
why I
getting you to
said
come back
sorry.
in.
You said you wanted it for the last thing.
Wait, what?
A second before I pulled your name for the next one.
Oh, Matthew wanted the other one.
Oh no.
I was like, I'm so sorry. I just pulled his name for
Nope.
the next prize.
This is still a fun game. Congratulations.
This is still great. You should play it. All right. Well, that concludes our 1 hour and 5 minute segment of your day.
Yeah.
And are there any questions for upcoming stuff or any suggestions for new content? Any things that you want to see us do besides play Shadows of Brimstone? All of us.
Yes.
You're not gonna have a choice in that one. We're gonna put it on YouTube and we're gonna put it in the store, so you can't come in the store without seeing it.
Yeah. Shotguns, dynamites, and pistols.
Yeah.
And horror.
Cowboys and Cthulhu.
Cowboys and Cthulhu. I like
Cowboys
that.
and Cthulhu. I love it. That's awesome. Well, all right, guys.
We do have a couple of announcements.
Oh yeah, we do. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
Would you like to start?
Sure. We've got the holiday market coming up. Right?
Yes, December 4th, 5th,
December
and
4th.
6th.
Yes.
That is going to be another weekend-long event at the Rivertown Theaters
Yes.
in Kenner. December 4th is going to be a lovely Magic the Gathering tournament celebrating Commander Legends.
Yes.
December
Very
5th
excited.
is going to be a Warhammer 40k tournament, and that's going to be the first one this year. This year, realistically, maybe there was a Rogue Trader before
I
COVID,
think there was a
like
road
in
trip.
February.
I think so.
But that don't count. Feels like more than a year since then, I guess. And then the 6th, we're gonna have the HeroClix State Championships. We are hosting the Rock State Championships.
Wow.
And we have they sent the prizes in for this before the pandemic really got going. It got its momentum, so we weren't locked down. I got to look at it. It's chase sets for like some of the most popular sets ever. It's got the crazy Captain Marvel that's like has the yellow when she goes binary,
Right.
And it's like so cool. And I told Mac 3 times, I'm like, you better host this event or I'm stealing it.
All right, Charles, you and Connor, get your teams ready.
Yeah, I was about to say you need to get to work, because every time, from what Max says, every time we do one of these, people come from like Mississippi, even though it's not the state. Like Baton Rouge, the people that are over in Covington, Mandeville, the one person in Zachary, not me, the city.
We also have gift registries.
Yes, we're starting a gift registry because I have a lot of people that come in. This was not my idea, but this is just something that kind of resonated when it was told to me. A lot of people come in and say, yeah, we just do like Amazon like gift lists, and people just pick off of that. I'm like, that's really cool. And I have people that come in every day and are like, what does such and such want? I'm like, I don't know what's in your house. I'm sorry. I've only been there a few times while you're sleeping, so I can't get everything those few times. So we're essentially, you can come in, you're gonna fill out a sheet, and you're gonna say, I want these things. And when someone comes in to buy you a gift, if you're not, me, a loser, they're gonna get that list and they're like, I want to buy this. Say like you're Joe Moran, and Joe Moran wants like, man, I really want this cool Galactus HeroClix model. And I'm going to put that on the sheet. It's definitely not, falsified. So someone's going to come in and buy that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just something simple. It's just a sheet. It's nothing crazy. Just come in the store. LOL, no. Joe, you don't have a choice anymore. Sorry, buddy. But so it's going to be really cool. It's just something to make the holidays easier, because shopping right now is not easy.
Right.
I was in Target for 5 minutes today, and I was terrified. There were so many people. And yeah, also we just want to re-impress that we still, even though that we're open up, we're still doing local delivery.
Yep.
We're still doing curbside.
Yep.
And we're, of course, you can always go onto our website for any of these, or just to buy something online and pick it up from the store. We just pack it up and put it behind, and I put a lovely note on like the bottom of the receipts, like, you smell different when you're awake, or like, you look nice today, even though I'm not there that day to see you, that kind of stuff.
I always slip in a little nice note in there,
Yeah.
like Mom and Dad did when you had your lunch at school.
I remember I sent Commander decks to Sean over in Bell Chase.
Yeah.
And it was like something along the lines of the commander he had. I'm like, there is no beginning, there is no end, only whatever commander he got. And he calls up, he's like, who put this in there? I'm like, that was me. He's like, you're weird. But yeah, so that's all that's going on this week, guys.
Yep.
And I thank you so much for coming to hang out with us, as you always do.
Yes.
Anything else, Will?
I think that's it. I'm excited for all the new stuff that's coming, all the Sigmar stuff.
I thought you were like anti-congratulating people. Oh, Joe sounds bitter. Okay, you first sounded creepy. Lewis, you don't sound creepy, man. You're just a normal guy. I promise. You don't gotta worry about that. You need to be confident of yourself, man. You're tall, young. Wait, no, I'm kidding. All right, guys. We hope y'all have a great day, and come swing by the shop if you want to say hey or need to pick up anything. I'll be there all night. All right. Bye.
Bye.